February 2025 at Bridlington on the east coast of Yorkshire. Here is a ghost story written by DeepSeek, the Chinese artificial intelligence program. The Phantom Tide of Bridlington Priory. Prologue, The Vanishing. November 1588, Bridlington Bay. The Nuestra Senora del Mar, a ghostly remnant of the Spanish Armada, had haunted the North Sea for weeks. Pursued by storms and English guns, she appeared each dusk off Flamborough Head, a skeletal galleon with sails of mist. But on All Hallows Eve, as the townsfolk lit bonfires to ward off spirits, the ship dissolved into the fog. Only her crew remained. Condemned to walk between worlds, the phantom sailors sought refuge where land and sea colluded. Bridlington Harbour sea latrines. Now I'll just break and say here in the video that's where the passages lead under the town. Condemned to walk between worlds, the phantom sailors sought refuge where land and sea colluded. Bridlington Harbour's sea latrines, a row of rusted iron bars above tidal channels where fishermen once relieved themselves into the brine. The latrine gate. The dead do not breathe, but Captain Esteban Ruiz still gagged at the stench. His spectral crew clustered in the murk beneath the latrines, their forms flickering like candle smoke. "Doris Moore," muttered Boatswain Mendoza, eyeing the iron bars above. "Are we to crawl through this?" Esteban pointed to the slime-cloaked drainpipe, half submerged in the muck. "There, the old monk's conduit. It leads to the Priory." The sailors balked. "The Priory? That nest of heretics?" "Aye," Esteban growled, "where Myra's sapphire lies hidden. Without it we sail this purgatory forever." One by one the ghosts compressed themselves into vapour, slipping through the bars of the sea latrine and oozing into the drain. The Conduit of Shame, Chapter 2. The pipe, a medieval relic built to flush the Priory's waste to the sea, writhed with centuries of filth. Esteban's crew materialised in the darkness, their spectral lanterns and breastplates clattering against the stone. "A fitting path for damned men," Mendoza sneered. They drifted upward, past carvings of leering gargoyles and faded Latin curses, until moonlight pierced the gloom. The conduit emptied into a forgotten crypt beneath Bridlington Priory, its walls lined with the bones of long-dead cannons. Esteban knelt. Beneath a loose flagstone lay a lead casket. Inside, glowing faintly, was the sapphire of St. Brendan, the relic he'd stolen from Marie's Isle. "The monks hid it there," he murmured, "to drown its curse in sewage." Chapter 3. The Midnight Procession. As the Priory's bell tolled midnight, the ghosts ascended. Through cloisters and chapels they marched, their forms solidifying with each step. Tattered Spanish silks became brocade, rusted swords gleamed anew. By the time they reached the nave, they were resplendent, a parade of Golden Age grandeur. The Grey Lady, the Priory's resident spectre, watched from the shadows. She had haunted these stones since the dissolution of the monasteries, but even she recoiled at the Spaniards' audacity. Esteban placed a sapphire on the altar. "We return what was stolen," he intoned. "Grant us peace." A wind howled through the Priory, extinguishing candles. The Grey Lady stepped forward, her voice a whisper of dust and regret. "The stone is not yours to give. It belongs to the sea and me." Chapter 4. Marie's Reckoning. The storm struck at dawn. Waves clawed at the harbour walls as Mary, or the thing that had become her, rose from the bay. Centuries of drowning had fused her with the Uich, the shifting shape-shifting waterhorse. Her hair was kelp, her eyes whirlpools. She breached the Priory doors, her tide sweeping the ghosts around the choir stalls. "You defile sacred ground," she roared. Esteban raised the sapphire. "Take it, break the curse." Marie's laughter echoed like a sinking ship. The curse was never the stone, it was your pride. She seized the jewel, and the ghosts screamed as their forms unravelled, silk to seaweed, flesh to foam. Chapter 5. The Grey Lady's Mercy. Only Esteban remained. The Grey Lady approached, her hand cold as a grave. You wish to rest, Spaniard, then serve our saints. She led him to a side chapel, its walls adorned with the faded frescoes of St. John of Bridlington. Guard his shrine, atone for your sins. Esteban's spectral armour melted into a monk's cassock. The sapphire, now dull, became a candle snuffer. Epilogue. The Haunting Tide. Today, Bridlington's fishermen swear that when storms brew, the latrine bars rattle and spectral voices chant in the drains. The Grey Lady walks the priory with a hooded monk at her side, his face hidden, but his accent unmistakable. As for the sapphire, Marie cast it into the deep, where it pulses in the belly of each uige. On clear nights, its light lures ships towards the bay. Past Flamborough Head, into Bridlington Bay, a warning to those who defy the sea. Author's note. The tale merges Bridlington's medieval priory, its historic harbour latrines, a real Victorian structure, and Yorkshire's folklore. The sea latrine passage is inspired by 19th century sanitation systems, while the ghostly procession nods to the priory's rumoured network of secret tunnels. St. John of Bridlington's shrine, once a pilgrimage site, adds historical weight to the haunting. The Each Uige and Grey Lady are staples of British folklore, here reimagined as agents of cosmic justice. The end.